tonight we have Dallas coming to Philly. Sunday Night Football. I mean, this is one of the best rivalries in the league, in my opinion, as far as I'm concerned. My biggest moment for me in this history of this rivalry was 44-6. Man, I was at that game, and little did anybody know at that time that actually ended up being Brian Dawkins' last home game at the Link as an Eagle. We won that game. We got into the playoffs. The whole playoffs, it was all on the road. We ended up losing to Arizona in the NFC Championship game that year. So and then that was the end of Brian Dawkins' career with the Eagles. But man, this rivalry, it's to me it's so much different than the rivalry with the Giants and then with the Redskins. To me, it has more to do with the fans, the Cowboys fans, as well as the organization. A combined, a collective thing, man, as to why I don't like this organization, this team. The fans, the Cowboys fans, they always overhype and oversell their team. And it's amazing how, the team that has not done anything in over 2 decades, the fan base still talks as if they've just come off of a Super Bowl championship. We all know who that is. So, I think that this rivalry probably means a lot more to me because I've attended so many more Eagles-Cowboys games in Philly and in Dallas. I mean, I was at the Dallas at the game when McNabb had that 15-second scramble, and he threw down the field to Freddie Mitchell. I was actually in that end zone. That end zone that McNabb was throwing towards. I was in that end zone for that, and that game was pretty cool though. Even as far as the people that were sitting around us. I mean, there was a lot of Eagles fans in that game, but even the Dallas fans that were in the row in front of us, man, they were really cool. They were really cool people. It was it was funny because I didn't take part in the betting. I don't bet anymore. I don't do that. But at the time, I was with some guys and they were betting with these Dallas fans that were in the row in front of us beers. So the guys bet that every time the other team scores, you got to buy them beer. So every time the Eagles scored, the Dallas fans had to buy the Eagles fans beers. And it was like that both ways. Fortunately for us, we scored a lot more than Dallas did. So the Eagles fans were pretty wasted, the guys I was with. So that was good times, man. That's the kind of thing that I enjoy. I really don't like. Now there was another time the year before in 2003, I think it was. 2002, 2003, where Deuce Staley broke off a long run. Probably 50, 60, 70 yards, something like that. He didn't score on that play. But, I was in the upper level at Texas Stadium, and, I'm not the type of guy that when I go to a game, home or away, that I'm going to be all up in somebody's face. I will cheer. For my team. But I'm not going to get up in somebody's face and trash talk and things like that, point the finger. No. So when Deuce Staley broke off that play, all I did was I stood up and I was cheering. Yeah, I was happy. The people I was with, we were all happy. That's all we were doing was cheering. The next thing I know, somebody's throwing food and hits me on the. As a matter of fact, it was actually this jersey, this Deuce Staley jersey that I was wearing, and hits me on the back of the shoulder right here, and pissed me off. And at that point, I was ready to confront somebody, but nobody. When I turned around to see who it was, everybody just turned their head, man. So looking back now, I'm thankful for that, because I don't want to be that guy. Like, but at that time, at the moment, I was ready to get kicked out of the stadium, man. I was getting ready to get kicked out of Texas Stadium, because I don't, it was uncalled for. I don't do that to anybody, anywhere, and I didn't do anything to anybody to need that to happen towards me. So, but that was really the only bad thing that's happened in the 3 years that I went down to Texas. 3 years in a row. The 3 years in a row that I went down to Texas, that was the only bad incident that I had with anybody. So, out of the 3 years, of course, you're gonna hear at the time, we got 5 Super Bowls. How many rings you got? But I dealt with a lot of that, which was expected. Because Dallas fans, we all know that they can't argue with anything else. No matter how good or how bad we beat them into the ground, that was always their fallback line. Even now, after we won a Super Bowl. So, all in all, good times, man. Good times in Dallas and in Philly. So, I'm expecting a good one tonight. Dallas, they're struggling, man. They're shaky. Dak Prescott, he's just not that guy. He's really not that guy that Dallas fans think he is. And I think some Dallas fans are starting to realize that he's not that guy. And that's part of the reason why I posted the video I did earlier this week with they were actually talking about the Dak and Carson Wentz comparison, and they were comparing Dak Prescott to E.J. Manuel, and then Carson Wentz, his stats up against Aaron Rodgers. So it's one of those things, man. I understand you got to be hyped up about your team, but you got to be realistic at the same time. So that's what it is, man. I can't wait to see Golden Tate out there. Oh my gosh, I am so excited about Golden Tate, man. Golden Tate out there with Aguilar, Alshon Jeffrey, and then we still got Zach Ertz and Dallas Goedert. He's coming up, at times too when his number's called. So I'm really excited about that. I am disappointed with Darren Sproles getting injured again. Like, I feel bad for the guy. I really like Darren Sproles. But he just, man, like, he cannot stay healthy. I'm hoping that I'm hoping he can give it a go, man, before the end of the season, whenever that is for us. And I would hate to see him go out injured like this. So I feel bad for him. But at this point, man, as long as we've been without him, I don't really feel like we're missing him. And I've said that before, and it's unfortunate. So yeah, I'm expecting a good game tonight, man. On our end, we're wearing all black, and usually when we wear all black, man, we do good things. We do good things. Ask the Giants; they know. So I can't wait, man. I'm gonna go ahead to the Eagles bar tonight. It's called Steamers. If any of you Eagles fans are ever down here when the Eagles are playing, man, that's where you want to go. The Eagles, man, we do it up. Fight song, everything. It's an Eagles bar. It's called Steamers Sports Pub. So anyway, I'm excited, man. I just wanted to briefly share a few memories from me attending games and all of that. We all remember the 44-6, the scenario and how that all played out, but I enjoyed it, and I remember it most because it was Brian Dawkins' last home game as an Eagle at the Link. That's what I remember that game most as, on top of destroying Dallas 44-6. That was just the best game that I've ever been to, that I've ever attended. So with that said, man, Dallas sucks always, man, and go Birds. Fly Eagles fly, baby.